Legacy is the word that carries both pride and pressure. Gianluca Zambrotta, a legend of Italian football, champion of Europe, World Cup winner, his name is etched in the history of the game. And now the weight falls on his nephew, Matteo Zambrotta. At just 18 years old, he's a left-footed right winger, starting his career at RC Lens, born with the talent, burdened with expectation. For Matteo, every touch, every pass, every sprint is measured against his name he did not choose, but he must live up to. But across Europe, another story is unfolding. In Germany, the young winger Daniel Davison that we saw in the last career mode, FC 25, he's in the Bundesliga, tearing it up, becoming the star for FC Cologne. And whether he likes it or not, Matteo will be compared to him every single step of the way. For Matteo, this journey is not just about honouring a name, it's about proving he can stand on his own in a world already watching his rival shine. Great expectations, fierce rivalries, a legacy to surpass. The question is simple: will Matteo Zambrotta rise above it all? Right, the first thing we did for this career mode, we decided the play styles for Matteo. So I was thinking of giving him more kind of technical playing styles, such as the dead ball, also the incisive pass, and of course the finesse shot, because obviously he likes to cut in from the right. Pretty effective playing styles that will actually help with this game. He's giving me a bit of Cole Palmer kind of vibes. As for the type of contract that we have at Lens, they obviously want us to get at least 31% of matches in the starting 11. Incredibly easy, a bit patronizing to be honest. And then we have the option to decide what target team we want at the end of the season. Given that Gianluca, our uncle, started his career at Como would be a nice option in the Serie A. And then in the near future after that, hopefully we'd like to play for a giant like Juventus or even AC Milan, but it's not guaranteed that we'll be playing for these clubs. Of course, anything can happen throughout this series. Alright, we're starting at a modest 70 overall, which I'm cool with that. Of course, being English, I don't really recognize a lot of these players, but there's still a few. Got Florian Thauvin, former Celtic and Crystal Palace player, Odsonne Edouard, and yeah, the rest I don't have a clue. So in his personal life, Matteo decided to do a few things, either for leisure or to actually help him as a player in the back off the pitch. So he actually decided to take part in a dance class for fun, just to improve his balance. Yes, I know it looks a bit zesty, but give him some slack, man. Call it corny or whatever, but he also enrolled for a motivational course, just so he can really build that competitive mentality spirit. Look, you can really see that passion from his mentor. And then he went to get a top-end bike just to increase that stamina a little bit, just so that he can last longer on the pitch. Don't know why he's touching the bag like that, it's a bit weird. And of course he has to look the part, he's an Italian, so of course he has to get a top designer suit to fit the right occasion. And then he purchased a treadmill just so he can increase that sprint speed, and he was so fast on that treadmill, he was actually floating above it. And of course this guy's a heart as well. Even though it's his first investment opportunity, he wanted to give back to the youth just so that he can get the kids to fulfill their potential. Like, he's having so much fun. Alright, moving on to our first competitive game against Olympics. This is the formation we're rocking with, a 4-3-4. Olympic Lyon used to be so sick back in the day, but they've fallen off in recent years. It remained nil until our left back actually made a great interception, put it direct to our midfielder. Then he looks for me. I like to kind of drift centrally and actually wait for teammates and combine. And then I made a very clever run on the left hand side, and you can just see me square it to our striker, and he makes it 1-0 just like that. Florian Stock, 1 appearance, 1 goal. And then the game ended 1-0, straightforward 3 points to get the season started, and already we got a man of the match performance. So obviously we got more AP points. I'm mostly focused on agility and balance, just so we can be more nimble as a winger. Yo, next up we got the club that produced the likes of Lassana Diarra, Maris, just to name a few. I don't know how to pronounce it. I tell you, in a counter-attacking situation, he's got so much space ahead of him. I don't want to knock the ball too hard. He tries to play a ball over the top to find the striker, but he was a bit too slow. Couldn't get there. Then he tries to whip it on from the left-hand side. Almost went to the back of the net. And Zambrotta again, driving with the ball on his right-hand side. Looking to kind of test his right foot. Wasn't the best. Takes a touch. Takes another touch. I think that was a shot, but he missed. But then Zambrotta on the left-hand side plays the perfect through ball to find a striker again. 1 touch, bang, beautiful finish, returning into a Meze Ozil with the stocker. He's gonna really enjoy playing with me. I didn't mean it like that. And guess what, guys, we only just got our first international cap after just playing 2 games of international football at 72 overall. They're playing us up front, I think, in a 4-4-2 formation. They're only giving us barely any minutes. It's almost the end of the match, but a cap is the cap at the end of the day. And I must say, guys, we really took advantage of this small amount of minutes. Zambrotta goes for on goal, makes a lovely run in behind the defense, and terrific save from the keeper. And then obviously Argentina had their moments. McAllister kind of shielding the ball very well, looks to shoot. box save, but pretty much that time we were dominating in terms of chances that we're creating. Corner played in, great hold up play from Bastoni. He looks for me and then I shoot first time on the left foot, bang. And we only just scored the winning goal to beat elite team Argentina on our debut. This is a thing of dreams. 9.8 match rating. Next up, we're up against Croatia. I decided to just simulate it because it's a friendly. Pretty much when there's friendlies now, I just simulate. And we actually scored another goal. That's crazy. We came on late again. Biggest test in his career so far. Paris Saint-Germain, probably the best team on the planet right now in the Coupe de France. But it's crazy. How are they 8th? I know it was only 3 games, but how have they had such a crap start to the season? I mean, just look at that team. Look at who they have. Current and potentially future Ballon d'Or winners. I must say, guys, I was very impressed with actually how we started. Actually, we had a go at them toe to toe. Zambrotta on the right hand side, of course. Let's actually get past Pacho, but the finish was just lacking. Imagine if we scored that short range free kick for PSG to make. I place it to Nev, and then literally that was just playing simple but effective passes, breaking through our defense with these, and then Doué with his left foot, hop bins. Just is so easy. Actually, they got near him, but they couldn't get his feet out to actually block the shot. And then same with Dembele. Dembele was actually playing like a playmaking as a kind of false 9. Almost saved it from there. Dembele to Ruiz, over the top to Kvaratskhelia, and he pretty much did exactly the same thing as Doué did, but on the other side, making it 2-0. But one thing I really like about this formation is because we can really fool the defenders on that right hand side because of the constant overlap between me and the right midfielder. Almost got that opportunity there. And again, I did the same thing right here. Pass the ball and he can just lay it off to me. I had all the time and space, and how did I not finish that away? Should have put that in the bin. Dembele on the ball, literally being provided up. We've played a lovely football to find Kvaratskhelia. No chance. That was always going to go into the back of the net. Making it free, just proving their class and quality above us. And then Doué on the right hand side, lays it off to Neves. Neves looked to play it back to Desri, just on that right hand side. Looks to cut in, lays it off to find him. Very unselfish, looks for Dembele. Proper poacher's goal. That's what he pretty much did. Well-rounded striker, just unreal. Then we look to kind of get past Thatcher again, plays it down the line to find the right midfielder with us, and then he looks to play it back to the right, to the viewers on that right hand side, looks to play it to me on the edge of the box, but then actually look to dink it to find our left midfielder, but it's blocked. And then we did it a few times again. Like, even though we were just destroyed, like Matteo was actually playing well. He could take on the defense, he was creating chances, he was getting shots away, just we weren't clinical enough to go toe to toe. And the difference in quality showed that. Like, you can even see the PSG players were consoling us because they knew how much of a good player, talented player that Matteo is. And of course we got 7.6 rating, very good rating for a team that actually lost 4-0. Everyone else was rubbish besides us. So straight after that, we decided to just boost that finishing as much as we can, just so that those chances, those easy chances, we don't screw up. Next up, we're at home against Lille, who are sometimes average, but then you'll see them pop up and almost win a league. And yo, Olivier Giroud is here. I swear, this guy's like 50 years old. Like, when is he gonna retire? Now Lille on the ball, then look to find Andre, tries to lay over the top. He actually wins the knock on with his hold up play, shifts it up to their second striker, and he just chips it off. Delightful, lovely goal. Just liking how inventive the AI is against us. And that brilliant burst of pace from our midfield to just drive, and then we look to find Zambrotta, plays a lovely 1-2 between us and the striker, and then we look to just go through that space and make it 1-0, and we look to pick the piss out of the British. But what terrific finish with his weaker right foot, top bins. Even on the 60th minute, Zambrotta looks to go on that right hand side, shielding, using his strength actually well, surprisingly enough, and he plays a lovely 1-2 just to get past the back four, making it 2-1 for us in this game. 20 minutes later, Leo have the ball, but Leo moving the ball around pretty well. Bentaleb plays a through ball to find their number 10, and we just go for the low driven shot to equalize in the last minute, giving us only 1 point in this fixture instead of 2. Such unjust result because we're the much better team in this game. So after the first 8 games of the season, we're currently sat 12th place, just around mid-table, thereabouts. Not really hitting our aspirations to hopefully get Europe. And we've already got a solid return of 5 goals in 8 appearances with the likes of Aubameyang, Ousmane Dembele, top strikers, man. We are competing against for the Golden Boot already. Even during this time of the season, you can see that Olympique Marseille sitting first are actually really bossing up the league, not even PSG. I mean, of course, they've got a very decent squad, but they're not really as good as PSG's, but they still got a lot of talented players, likes of Greenwood, like Aubameyang, just to name a few. And of course, you can notice it from early. They made a very good interception. Greenwood driving with the ball, looking for Aubameyang again, plays it to Vanaken. Lovely first time ball, perfect way of pass to find Greenwood, strong goal. He wasn't going to miss that, making it 1-0. Wow, that's only his first goal of the season. About 10 minutes later, they weren't done again. Emerson looks to play it through for Pichal to go through and goal, save from the keeper. Aubameyang looks to put it in for the rebound, and he was a typical poacher's kind of finish. That's more like it. 6 in 9 appearances. This guy's always a bagsman. But shortly afterwards, Marseille were actually pissing about at the back, and we forced him to make an error. Zambrotta does a 1-2 with his midfielder, and then he looks to just shimmy past the 2 centre-backs, and he makes it 2-1. Lovely consolation goal to get back into this game. The work does not stop there. Zambrotta looked to be tracking back and winning the ball deep into his own half, playing like the ideal modern winger. He ain't no luxury player, I'll tell you that. And they look to be moving the ball really well. Zambrotta being patient with it, looking for options, lays it off to the midfielder. It's being chipped inside. Zambrotta has the ball again. Then he plays the ball through and goal. And on that right hand side, they look to slot it in with that left foot, making it 2-2 in this very eventful game. Why is he running all the way to the center of the circle? I don't know why the AI tends to do that. And then Marseille on the ball again. Aubameyang loses it into his own half, and then we look to take advantage of this counter-attacking situation. Adina looks to play Stosha through the forward. He ain't gonna miss this, and he makes it 3-2. Such an eventful game. This is a huge win for us, as we're up against a top side. We're the underdog in this situation, and this was all thanks to this man. Got an 8.5 rating. You could argue it should be more. And there you see we're being rated on social media. Few expected us to shine, but you can already see us shining and being the maverick of this team. Plus, in our game against Lorient, we were able to set up this exceptional goal for our midfielder to do this. Lots of goal trip from the outside of the shot for Zangara to put it in. Crazy goal. Winning the game 1-0, and required a few more AP points to use, using that to become an even more techie player by upgrading that ball control and vision. As we are now approaching early December, we now currently 6th place, so we've kind of climbed up a few places, quite a few places in the league. Hopefully maintaining that standard so we can hopefully get a Europa Conference League. I'd be happy with that if we were to finish that at the end of the season. Even though we're one of the key players, obviously we can't start every single game. We have to rest a little bit sometimes. So we come in 2-0 up for RC Lens against Nantes. Our teammate is through on goal. He almost put it away, but he just missed. And the ball goes straight to us as we're through on goal, and there's no way we're going to miss this 1v1, and we need to slot it into the far corner with ease, just securing that 3-0 lead. The next game was against Nice. We're still recovering for fitness, so we're coming on this time on the right wing. Played a more difficult game, of course, where it was 0-0 for majority of the match. Sanson looked to play to Bardi, looked to shoot from outside the box, and then they have another chance to put it in away, go for the skill move, good save from the keeper. Then on the 70th minute, Saeed looking to play to our midfielder, plays it down the line to a striker, and then he just lays it off to find me, and I just slot it into the top corner. That's a proper kind of like poacher's anticipation goal. And then they look to have a goal, I look to whip it in. He actually wins the head, another save from the keeper. Keeper had a very good game. Corner being whipped in again for Nice, another save from the keeper. He kept us in the tie, and he's the reason why we actually ended up winning. Both Matteo and him are the reasons, and those key wins give us more confidence going into this league, as we're now in a Europa League spot. It'd be the dream to reach that. But now we enter the winter break. It's not like the Premier League where you have a crazy amount of matches during this period. We have some time to relax and recover properly. And during that time, we actually went to hire a yoga coach. I know it's a little bit zesty again, but improves our agility. And we all know that Matteo obviously enjoyed it very, very much. And after that, he hired a personal chef just so his nutrition is on point, so he can recover and perform at his optimal level. And he's already acquired 13k profit from investing into the youth organizations already, and he's already showing his entrepreneurial spirit again by investing into sports equipment, already designing Zambrotta boots for when he actually his PR and profile increases as a player. And Matteo was also spotted visiting a local school in Lens, helping out with the fundraiser. Maybe he can be a future baller one day. And then we look to celebrate Zambrotta's birthday. I thought we said his birthday was on the 6th of June, but for some reason they changed it to the 1st of January. But we'll just go along with it. Yeah, he didn't do anything too special. Pretty modest celebration with his mates at a local restaurant. Okay, into the new year, now we're up against Le Havre in the Coupe de France away from home, in which we actually drew in the league, and they kicked off to a great start, playing a 1-2. They looked to play the ball over the top towards their right wing out. That's the first touch, looking to drive, looking to whip it in to find Samata, and that's a terrific save from our keeper. And then Zambrotta on the right hand side, past the 85th minute, looking to find the midfielder, and he looks to play over the top to find our striker Staka. Almost hit the target, volley, and then we look to win it from our own half. Looks to go through and goal. In this goal scoring opportunity, he looks to shoot on his left. Tame finish. Ball being to play to the left winger, looks to find me. I get around the centre back and I look to shoot from that left foot, left hand side. One thing I like about being in that front three, you can be fluid, you can drift on the left, you can drift on the right. Then you look to win it from the 86th minute. They look to play Kadira on that right hand side. You look to go through and goal. And then the keeper, obviously got the keeper to come out. Crucial save in this moment, simply because soon after that, look to attack their own half. Look to play back to him. Looking for me, but it goes off the centre back and it goes back to our forward Saeed. He looks to make it go 2-0 and we secure our win to the next round of the Coupe de France. The league this time, and we're up against Marseille, but this time in their stadium, the Orange Velodrome. Forgot how damn massive the stadium actually is. Benjamin Pavard on the ball, looking to find Veerman. Veerman plays it to find Vanaken. So tall but so creative. And then look to find Højbjerg, who got forward to make it 1-0 already, only 7 minutes into the game. This team can be ruthless, but Matteo, of course, was trying to make things happen. Plays a lovely 1-2 between us and the winger, looking to play over the top to find the right midfielder. Almost, that was a great move, but tame finish. But then Marseille again, Greenwood shifted to the right hand side on the ball, looking to his thing, looking to cut inside, find Vanaken again, lays it up to find and makes it 2-0. Just the quick interchanging and movement between this team is sublime, almost like PSG. Zambrotta on that right hand side, looking to flick it on, and then he kind of stands in that kind of central right channel and he lays it off to find a forward. How does he not score that? It was costly because literally 3 minutes later, Olympique Marseille just go at the attack. Vanaken on the ball, looking to shoot, hits the post twice, he's blocked again, and then Aubameyang looks to slot it in. We were lucky and unlucky at the same time because we had two preventable chances that we could have cleared, but we're just lazy. That chance never stood. Our defender should have been sharp enough to clear it. And then Marseille were just on a different level, especially in the second half. Freeman looking to find Emerson looking to whip it in. Greenwood with a esque volley ran to the top corner. No chance for the keeper. Yeah, this brother will always score against us. Aubameyang too. And we ended up losing 4-0. But I would say this was worse than the PSG one, because Zambrotta was not able to actually pose a threat that much at all. Now we're approaching the end of deadline day in January and we're not really seeing key transfers in Ligue. Chelsea need that signing, probably, but that'll probably never happen in real life. And why the hell are Liverpool selling their future long-term replacement of Andy Robertson in this window? These men are high as a kite. We made a few adjustments to our balance, composure and crossing a little bit. Now we're up against SC Bastia in the round of 16 of the Coupe de France. And how things went against Le Havre in the previous round, and we 1-0 up. We should be doing alright. Hudson Edouard put us in the lead as we came on. Coming on for Toyman. One is being whipped in for some reason, playing to the guy that's stood on the edge of the box. Plays it to a striker. First time shot would have been a crazy goal. You see Bastia's left winger used to just rinse our centre back. He's trying to keep up with him. He lays it off to whoever's in the box and they make it 1-1. Well deserved at this point. And actually got a female manager. Never seen that in career mode. Very progressive right there. Zambrotta looks to whip it into the box, but they clear it out. Then they head it into them, looking to find me. They look to finesse into the top bins, hit the post, and then just clear it away. Still look to just drive, putting that striker through on goal. Then he looks to wait, looks to count inside, look for Vincent. But what a save from the keeper, so definitive in that game. And it ended up finishing 1-0 in 90 minutes. We went straight to pens. Bastia scored the first penalty of the shootout, and then our first penalty taker up, I think is Hudson Edouard, my bad. And then he looks to take it and he goes straight down the middle, putting us at a disadvantage. And then Kamako for Bastia, looking to force the keeper to make a save as well. 1-0. And then Zambrotta, we're up to take our penalty, a little shimmy, and then we just go down the middle, making the goalkeeper look stupid. Fast forward, and we had sudden death. Should have put this away, and he didn't, and that resulted us to being knocked out of the Coupe de France, literally throwing it away from our hands. Moving into the beginning of February with quite a few hard fixtures, and we currently sat 8th place, so dropped down a few spots, 30 points in the league. Next fixture at home against Stade Rennais. And we got off to an excellent start, as Zambrotta looks to just take on the fullback, looks to cut inside and just bends it, top bins like a prime Iron Robin in his prime. What an unbelievable strike. But as we were playing on the highlights feature, every time we'll just be wasteful for all the chances that we had. We just conceded the goal, so I didn't have any footage to show you the goals that Stade Rennais scored, but yeah, we ended up losing 3-1. You know, after a bit of scrutiny from the press, after us as a team haven't really been playing well, we decided to back the coaches and the backroom staff, trying to get, you know, our fans on side. And then we go into this game against ASC Monaco with a very talented side, and you can see from early as the ball went straight to Pogba and he looked to strike from a range distance, forcing the keeper to make a save. And then their right winger looks to play over the top to find their forward. Their forward looks to keep the ball, but then he runs it again, looking for the forward, and they're making it 1-0, capitalizing from that mistake. And the same thing happened, chipping the goalkeeper, making it 2-0. ASC Monaco, only 30 minutes in. Zambrotta looked to go on the right hand side, plays it down the line, looking to find that forward. I don't know how we were able to make it 2-1, and then the left winger plays it to the forward again, moving the ball very well, finding Zambrotta. Then he looks to play on a plate. How was he not able to put that away? Very frustrating, didn't capitalize on our chances, and ASC Monaco were just the better side on the day. Kamara looks to shoot from outside the box, forcing the keeper to make a save. As for Matteo, he was very quiet in this game. Probably the only time that he was actually subbed off. That's how bad he was. Luckily, the other teams around us were not really pulling their weight, so we're still stuck in 8th place after a few games. And also, due to some poor form, we're not really starting as much. We're actually playing on the left-hand side this time, which we favoured on our strong foot. And literally, as soon as I came on, I started moving the ball really well on just the edge of the box, finding out that Saeed, the forward. But on this left-hand side, there's some magic. Did the ball route to just get past the right back, and they do just run into acres of space, comfortably scoring in this easy 1v1 situation, proving to the coaches straight away that I deserve to be in the starting 11 straight away. But of course that's going to happen, finishing 2-1 in this game. We recently got quite a lot of AP points to distribute, and actually decided to put it towards my weak foot. March is pretty quiet, but we have quite a few tough fixtures coming into April. Fast forward to our second game against Lille, and it's another game up front, which I'm pretty cool with. And when he's playing up front, I actually kind of like the players that kind of false 9 role, and you can just see how the ball is flowing. You know, we distribute the ball very nicely to the right hand side, and you can see we're not darting to the box straight away. We just time it to perfection, and just what a finish right into the top corner. Goalkeeper has no chance. You know, unpredictability. Lille did very well. Olivier looking to play to Castellano. He lays it off to Belmonte, just with a free chance to put it 1-0, and he prevented us from getting a win against Lille. But at least we got us in a slightly better position in 7th spot. Into our second game against PSG at home, we up front again. And I must say, guys, this PSG side were completely different to the one that beat us 4-0, because they were pretty underwhelming. We've just win that, and then literally so much acres of space. I've never seen such awful defending from PSG. They're usually solid, both attacking and defensively at the same time, and that was such an easy goal for us to exploit in that counter-attacking situation. Zambrotta has the ball again, lays it off to find Saeed, who's through on goal. Another exploitation of them playing a high line, and then Zambrotta has the ball again, plays it down the line to find the other forward on the other side, and almost made it 2-1. Honestly, it should be a crime that we're upset that we didn't win today from the PSG's perspective. Judging from this game, you can clearly see why they're going to miss out on the title. They were awful today. And it was around April where we found out both our strikers and our backup goalkeeper were actually going to retire from the club. So obviously we decided to get gifts for them, for that team spirit. And it helped because we started getting key wins against Toulouse. Zambrotta scored, but we couldn't beat Brest away from home, but Zambrotta scored a brace, still keeping us in that 7th place position, just behind a European spot. So that European dream is still alive. But for the final 3 fixtures, we got some tough fixtures away against Nice, and then Nantes, who are actually still competing, and then we got Olympique Lyon. And for the game against Nice, it did not go off to a good start. We keep trying to play out from the back and just wasting too much time on the ball. What was he thinking? Just giving it to him just like that. And it's easy tapping for a midfielder to just slot it into the top corner. Just what the hell were we doing? Not a good start at all, is it? And this gave Nice a lot of confidence, especially in this first half, as they just looked to pop the ball around. Lovely first time touch and looks to square it in, and that was just, they outplayed us right there with that goal. Much more impressive than the first goal, where they obviously capitalized from a mistake. But we decided to wake up after halftime, still tending the ball, play it over the top to find our right winger, lays it off to find Toivan, and what a terrific first time strike. Very unpredictable kind of sort of goal, but if it falls to the right person, it will slot into the back of the net, which is Toivan. And we ended up actually losing the game 2-1. Well deserved. Very poor. Definitely Zambrotta's worst performance, had no influence on the game whatsoever. So now that puts us in a position where we're 8th place, level on points with Strasbourg. We still have the possibility of climbing up the table and reaching the European spots, but it'll get harder and harder each time. We can't afford to drop points against FC Nantes. On the 38th minute, Amin on the right hand side looking to find Francis Coquelin, former Arsenal player, and looks to shield it, looking for Amin again, looking for Mohamed, blocked again, and that was a scrappy goal to concede. That was so poor. We have Zambrotta on the ball, just keeping it, making sure that he's able to find support, lays it off to the right midfielder, and then just check this goal out. Just exceptional, intelligent play, and he looks to slot it in. Just the lead up to that goal was insane. Like, Zambrotta was just 3 or 4 steps ahead. We got RC Lens playing like Barca. Nantes looking to lose the ball in their own half, and then Zambrotta drifts out wide and just keeps sprinting into space. Looks to get past the centre back with ease, and as he thought he had the easy goal scoring opportunity, the defender just came out of nowhere and just took the ball off him. 86 minutes in, we have another counter-attacking situation for Zambrotta. He loves to drift centrally inside and create chances from central areas, and how does he not put this away? It's so frustrating. This should have been 2-1. And again, another 2 points are dropped, which is pretty difficult knowing that we were definitely the better side, and it was affecting our hopes to play in Europe. And yeah, that was really proven right, as we're 3 points behind Paris FC, who sit in 6th place, and they have a much superior goal difference to us if we were to get level on points in the final game. But nevertheless, we play for pride, and we play against Olympique Marseille away, and they currently stand in 10th place. I told you this team's average, but just when I cussed them out, they look to play through ball to find the Ghanaian winger Numera, and the goalkeeper made a terrific save. And then they go again looking for Fana, the left winger, looking to cut inside. He looks to shoot on his right, another quality save from the keeper. And then Fofana as well, looking to be a problem, looking for their striker. Soritano looks to shoot, no chance, great strike into the top corner. Our defenders got to do better though, closing him down. But towards the dying moments of the game, Zambrotta keeps the ball moving, they play a nice 1-2, and then he lays it off to Zambrotta, who's on the right side, and then he squares it to find Mamadou to make it 1-0 and actually at least save a point. At least we didn't lose at the end of the season. But I don't know why we're celebrating like that. There's no reason to celebrate in real life. There's no way we would do that. Just securing an 8th place finish. Despite not winning a trophy, we got an individual accolade at least. We made it into the McDonald's team of the season. And there were some big contenders too, you know, the likes of Desiree Doué could have got it, the likes of Mason Greenwood could have got it. So yeah, it's a proud honor for Matteo. But yeah, I was quite surprised with the winner of the actual player of the season. It actually went to Hans Vanaken. Fair play to him, the beast giant. It wasn't Dembele, it wasn't Mason Greenwood, it wasn't Aubameyang, it was this guy. So again, just to repeat, yes, we finished 8th place with 49 points. And Olympique Marseille were just on steroids this season. They got 81 points, actually 8 points above PSG and AS Monaco. PSG were very average. For the squad that they had, they should have done so much better. Yeah, Dembele was the top goal scorer, Vanaken as well. A few Stade Rennais players as well. Kvaratskhelia is in there. So yeah, we got the same amount of goals as Aubameyang and Igor Pishno. So we got a solid amount of 11 assists, 2 in the league as well, resulting us in total getting 19 assists and 11 assists in all competitions. Very solid return for a mid-table team. 7.7 average rating, very solid. Nowhere near, everyone else was nowhere. Safe to say that the team had relied on Matteo. So now we're having a look into the Bundesliga to see how well Daniel Davison did at FC Cologne, and he only finished 14th. And we scroll down into the league, so he got 16 goals, very respectable for a team that finished worse than RC Lens. And let's see all the goals that he scored. He got 16 goals and 2 assists in total. Fairly solid. The man carried his team as well, but it's safe to say that it's 1-0 to Matteo Zambrotta this season. During Matteo Zambrotta's personal life, we decided to buy a trampoline, looking through the manual, getting the best one that will help him with his physical attributes. Then he purchased a stereo system, you know, just to be at home, chilling in the crib. But another big purchase he made is he decided to get a swimming pool built in his home, just to complete the crib that he had. Look at it, But just as Zambrotta was enjoying life as a footballer, he just found out he got a place at the 2026 World Cup in the US with Italy. I mean, that was fairly obvious. I mean, he was getting taps right at the start of his career. So obviously we decided to get an extra playing style just before he starts the tournament, just to give him that extra edge, and we went for the acrobatic one. Not the most efficient, but it just looks cool when you score a goal. Not gonna lie, I hate the layout of this World Cup. There's barely any teams, like 28 teams. That's pathetic for an international tournament. But nevertheless, Italy have been put in a very difficult group with the Netherlands, Morocco and Iceland. Going to our first game of the World Cup against Iceland, the easiest fixture, and we're already 1-0 up with Retigi coming off with the 56th minute. It doesn't really make sense. It'd be very cruel if we take someone off after scoring in the 56th minute. Maybe it was just rubbish after that. But yeah, Zambrotta lays it off to find Barella. Barella sprays it out wide, plays it back to Zambrotta, who plays it down the line to find Moises Kean, his strike partner. And I wasn't playing with him when I was playing in these friendlies, and I'm starting to enjoy playing with him more. 76 minutes in, Iceland looked to play out from the back, and we just lose it straight away. And then Moises Kean was so unselfish, laying it off to me to make sure that it goes 2-0 up to secure our first win of that World Cup campaign. That was a 10 out of 10 performance, apparently. So both the Netherlands and Iceland have already played 2 games, and it's still 3 points each against the top teams. We come in late against Morocco, African semi-finalists, and the quality was night and day between Iceland and this team, and we tend to lose it. And then they actually ended up scoring this very impressive quick interchange 1-2 goal between the two. Lovely first time finish, securing their 2-1 win against the Italians. Against us, Zambrotta had no chance in this game. No time to make an impact, no time to do anything. And they are already roasting me in my social media, even though I only had 13 minutes to play and make an impact. And we come on in the 77th minute against the Netherlands. Luckily we're 1-0 up, so hopefully we should just make sure that we don't bottle our chances. And as a team, we did not do that, because we could just tell that the Netherlands were up for it. We're just having a go at the front of the kitchen sink, and actually ended up scoring in 3 minutes after we literally came on, making it 1-0. That could ruin our chances. And then another one opportunity for Lang, but that was a great save from Donnarumma. Corner being whipped in, he wins the header, we knock it away, wins it to find Memphis Depay on the left hand side, looking to cut in. Does a lovely skill, does a lovely ball roll, almost saved the day and changed the trajectory of the World Cup, and only was 1-0. And literally luck was on our side that day, as we ended up actually going through instead of the Netherlands, beating them on goal difference. However, before I can show you the rest of how the World Cup went, we have to decide where Matteo Zambrotta will play at club level next season. Of course, we secured the objective of playing 31% of the starting 11, so we're obviously going to have a renewed contract for us at RC Lens. However, the likes of Como was not actually interested in us, simply because we didn't score 25 goals in all competitions, which is pretty harsh, to be honest, coming from a mid-table team at best in this area, even though they're decent. As for the recommendations throughout the season, we didn't get offered Marseille, literally for the same reason as Como's, but at least they were a better side than Como, so that's more understandable. And then Paris FC were not interested in us because we didn't do enough successful 1v1 take-ons. But then interestingly, AS Monaco offered us a contract because we fulfilled all of their objectives, and they are definitely better than Paris FC and Como. Oh, and then even better, we've got Borussia Dortmund as well. We got a contract with Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga, which I'd argue is even better than Monaco. They're offering us the highest wage. So, and then this random Tiger team that I've never heard of, I don't even know why our agent considered them. They literally give us peanuts a week. So guys, the viewers, we have such a very big decision to make. It's all in your hands. Are we going to risk Rain and Lens and renew that contract, or are we going to compete for the title with Monaco, or compete for the title with Borussia Dortmund? Where shall we go? You decide.